Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Podcasts everywhere, Facebook and YouTube. Please do me a favor and go to YouTube and search for Talk Law Radio. Look for Lady Justice logo in the red, white, and blue colors and click the subscribe button. I need to get 1,000 subscribers so that YouTube will allow me to stream live, just like I'm streaming live on Facebook right now. I've been talking about highlights from 2023, some notable guests that we've had, and some important legal issues that I wanted to remind you of. And I've given away a couple of books here, and I have one left, right? The Matthew Perry book. If you're interested in Matthew Perry, who was on the show Friends for many years, wrote a memoir called Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. He just recently passed away, and you might be interested in learning more about him. All you have to do is call and give your name and your phone number and tell us where you're calling from. This is like my Christmas gift to you guys, my audience that I have come to love and adore over the past 4 years. So just call 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867 if you want the book by Matthew Perry. I've been talking about highlights from 2023, talked a lot this year about constitutional law and business law, and I'm going to repeat some things about what I learned from elder law and estate planning. But first, I wanted to remind you that if you're celebrating New Year's Eve in San Antonio, Texas, in the year 2023, firework use in the city is illegal. So you can go find out this same information on sanantonio.gov website. It says San Antonio residents can protect their homes and families by reporting any fireworks use they see in the city. So this is the Tattletale hotline. It's 210-207-0202. Hey, look, I'm like the rest of you. I have dogs. They go crazy when they hear all these fireworks going off. And plus, it's hard to sleep when all these fireworks are going off. I'm not a young man anymore, and so I don't stay up all night shooting off fireworks, mostly because I think it's a waste of money, and fireworks are very expensive. Some people have real trouble with this because we have a large population of veterans, former military, and fireworks are kind of remind them of the war, and they might have post-traumatic stress syndrome, and maybe that will make them upset. And so if the fireworks are making you upset, you can call 210-207-0202. The purchase, use, and transport of fireworks in the city of San Antonio is illegal and can result in a Class C misdemeanor, which can carry a fine of up to $2,000. But if you want to go to a New Year's Eve party, you can go to Hemisphere Park. That's where the city is celebrating the New Year's Eve countdown. That's from 6 p.m. to midnight, December 31st, 2023. And there's all kinds of other places that you can go. But I want to get back to talking about highlights from 2023 Talk Law Radio episodes. In January 28th, 2023, I talked about elder law, and there were 2 court cases. If you want to hear more about these court cases, just search for Talk Law Radio and find the January 28th episode. It was called Elder Law and Medicaid Update. I talked about a case known as Natho versus State, where Natho was charged with misapplication of an elderly person's fiduciary property. And what happened is that he was named as agent under durable power of attorney. He wanted to get his elderly family member qualified for nursing home Medicaid and wanted to give away some of that person's property. And he gave away that property to himself and was charged with a crime and sentenced to prison. So if you need legal advice on how to do that legally and appropriately so that you can stay out of trouble, search for this episode on Elder Law and Medicaid, January 28th, 2023. I also talked about a court case known as Health and Human Services Commission versus Maroney. In that case, we learned that Health and Human Services Commission cannot count assets against an applicant if the applicant is incapacitated and does not have a power of attorney and does not have a guardian appointed. So that was an interesting case. If you are a guardian for somebody who's incapacitated, maybe you should look that episode up. On May 20th, 2023, we had an episode about older Americans' health and finance, where I interviewed Tim Allen and Rick Hood about Medicare. The fun thing for me, what I got most out of that episode, was when Tim Allen talked about his legacy and his family's prayer covenant. It's just awesome. It was empowering, and really felt moved by that. So search for the May 20th, 2023 episode, and you can fast forward to the last segment, the last 12 minutes, listen to Tim Allen talk about his prayer covenant. Then on August 27th, I talked about Medicaid Estate Recovery Program. Some attorneys use the word MERP, M-E-R-P, but that's the Medicaid Estate Recovery Program. It was enacted in 2005 and requires those who receive Medicaid benefits to reimburse the state of Texas for benefits that they've received during their lifetime. And there are general rules and there are exceptions to the rules. So if you want to know what the exceptions to the rules are, call an attorney or listen to that episode from August 27th. Then recently, I talked with Candace Slusher about identifying incapacity during the holidays. Search for an episode dated October 28th, 2023. You may have visited one of your elderly relatives, or maybe they visited you during the Christmas holiday or the Thanksgiving holiday or the New Year's Eve holiday, and you're concerned about their memory or whether they understand certain things or whether they're paying their bills. If you identify any of those things, it might be time to make sure that they're taken care of. Find out if they have a power of attorney or if they need to have a guardian appointed. I did do a couple of episodes about guardianship. March 25th, 2023, I talked with geriatric psychiatrist Dr. Jason Schillerstrom and paralegal Cheryl Mays about guardianship and what it means to be incapacitated. If you don't know whether your loved one is incapacitated, that's a good episode to listen to or watch to get some more information about how that's found out, how it's proven. And then on June 24th, I talked about how to file a petition for guardianship with Cheryl Mays. And right after that, on July 2nd, I talked about what it would be like if President Joe Biden needed a guardian to make decisions for him. Today I'm live on the air. It's December 30th, 2023. I'm giving away one more book by Matthew Perry. He was on that show Friends, and so his book is about friends, lovers, and the big terrible thing. Call us at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Give us your name and number, and I'll call you later to get your address, and I'll mail you that book just for calling in. Just let us know where you're calling from. We're going to be celebrating New Year's Eve here in San Antonio. Want to remind you that the city prohibits setting off fireworks in the city limits, and so there's a tattletale hotline you can call if you want your neighbor to stop doing that. It's 210-207-0202, and I'm just calling it the tattletale hotline because I think it's funny. But seriously, if it's bothering you, there's a number to call. And if you are the one setting off fireworks, you might need an attorney because it's a Class C misdemeanor, which can carry a fine of up to $2,000. I'm Todd Marquardt on Talk Law Radio, and we have one more segment. I'll be talking about the top 10 New Year's resolutions Talk Law Radio has right after this.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law Radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the 10 Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.